Hey everyone, Ben here. I have a message from the Morg or the Morgan. I say the Morg, I think it's more badass. Uh, so normally what I do is I write down everything that I got. I'll just read that through as it came through, and then I'll dissect it. Sometimes we'll pull cards for further clarification. This one kind of already see the message, but if I'm wrong, we'll validate it through the cards. I don't have a degree with the deities. So, I mean, as in, I'm not super up to line with all the information, but did a little research. I know enough. They just kind of started coming through for me. So, in the very beginning, when I went to clear my energy with my bells, my head here really started to hurt. Then a raven croaked. Uh, on my wall here where I was at, the knots, the way it looked, it was two eyes, and then there was a third eye, and there was like waves leaving that eye. Then like had this image of like bringing my tongue to the roof of my mouth while whistling. At that point, there was a lot of background noise. My throat started to tickle a lot. I started to shake and tremble. I started to have uh, a sensation in my root chakra. I then started to salivate a lot. And then I heard uh, the Morgan. What came through then was dark and shadow. The wind started to pick up very heavily. Uh, I asked, what are you here for? Guidance. At that point, I got two names. Then I heard the goddess of the underworld. And then crumble to eat. And then no music has business in magic. And then I think I broke a rule by thinking. And I kind of said, oh, really? And then I heard silence. So I got my PP slapped. Not really. I was just making a joke. And then I asked closing message and the word freedom. So, just going off that, you can take that message and do what you wish with it, or hear my breakdown here. So, just starting out with our left forehead, we're looking at stress, something that I lost that rest of the whole video, so I'm gonna try to put this back together. So anyway, pain in the left forehead. We're looking at stress, something we don't want to let go of or view, just stress in life in general. The raven croak that came through, I went back to research the different noises to see if I could get anything else from it. And, excuse me, when I listened to a video of one, reproducing the noise, I began to, cry a little bit. Our third eye in the wood here that I saw, maybe we're connecting a lot or trying to, and we can't get through. I've had experiences when, my connection goes quiet for a bit. This can be for two different reasons. Maybe we are uh, depending on them so much that instead of using it as a guidance tool, we are using it for, so much pure direction that it almost comes off like that they're living our life versus us, which really isn't the job. It is, guidance, help, and support, not lead me and I'm just a vessel. We have to be a part of it. I've also had disconnections where uh, it's coming to a culmination of events where there's a big transition and it just goes quiet. The whistling, uh, it was like I took my tongue to the roof of my mouth, like some people would do during meditation, but whistling, not really fully sure on that. Maybe we're trying different avenues of meditation, or we're still trying to connect and we can't. A lot of background noise at that time. Uh, my throat tickling could lead just to that throat chakra. Or we have a blockage. Is there something we want to say, but we can't? Are we afraid of repercussions or being unaccepted by doing so, by being ourselves? At that point, when I was beginning to shake and tremble, and I started to have a sensation in my root chakra, leading to like stability, survival, security things. Is this voice or direction that we're trying to take leading to fears of all that? Or are we in a place where we are trying to survive and we're struggling? At the time with my mouth generating a lot of saliva or salivating, we could look at that as excitement or excess. So obviously if we're looking at excess, I have too much of this saliva. Where do we have too much of something? Or am I excited for something? Like you picture a dog waiting to go get its bowl of food. It's ready. It's excited. And at that time, the Morg introduced herself. And we get into, her forceful way of, presenting change. You could see that as exciting. Or, sorry, something was moving around here. So are we excited for this change, or are we anticipating it in fear? Which, going back in the beginning here, it does seem like we have a bit of fear. We get into dark and shadow at that point, and dark is the void, the unknown, and can be fearful to step into that transition of the unknown. When we look at the shadow, we can't see what's beyond it because it's in the dark. Technically, it's blinded. How do I want to say this? It is blinding light, but we can see around it, and obviously anything that's in there is something hidden. We don't know what it is, or we can go find out, but maybe we don't want to find out because we'll just keep it under the rug. The wind picking up at that point, guidance came through. And I'm sorry, I know this might be like a little bit of repeat here from the beginning. I'm not sure where I cut off fully. The goddess of the underworld, Persephone, comes to mind, but also Hecate. And when I look at both of them compared side to side, I look at duality. We look at Persephone. She spent part of her time under and part of her time above. A big thing here is she's not just a victim anymore. She accepted her role and became a leader. When we look at a victim or victimhood, it's a tough place to get out of because something bad did happen to us. And maybe we don't want to let go of that identity. Or maybe that's just how we want to present ourselves as a victim. But here in this case, we are moving out of that, accepting and entering a new role. We are becoming something obviously bigger and better than what was. What else do we got here? We have crumble to eat. After that, and after dissecting it a bit, I came with destroy to enjoy. So when we look at the Morg and destruction, it depends on what it is in your life. What really is it? If we're looking at just a cookie, it's easier to eat it as whole. If it's crumbled into a bunch of crumbs, it almost looks like a pain in the ass to eat it. But whatever we may be looking at here, it needs to be destroyed to enjoy it, whatever that may look like for you. No music has business in magic. When we look at this, sorry, my phone is ringing and bothering me. Anyway, when we look at no music has business in magic, This really comes down to me seeing it as authenticity. When we look at like art versus commerce, what's going to sell? What everybody likes. And if they don't like it, they're going to manipulate you into liking it to sell it. Look at creativity versus profit. We look at, it's just like look at all the things on Etsy. Everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but when you get on there, some people, it's very personal to them. It's very creative. And they came up with it and they did it all on their own. Or you see an echo chamber of all the same shit. Just somebody's different, and whoever has the best price or free shipping, somebody's going to buy from them. That's commerce. That's not creative at all. They probably stole the idea from somebody else and commercialized it. Look at spirituality and commercial. So let's just look at YouTube, for example. And I'm not saying everybody's like this, but this is a very mass, huge thing. They are focused on grabbing your attention, manipulating your emotions to an extent to stay, to watch. And a lot of things that go on here, do they lead to you moving forward, a resolution, or are they based on your attention? Anybody that's going to be successful in a way that I shouldn't say unethically, but it's to keep you here, keep you coming back. And what are the top three things? Like, let's just use tarot readings for an example. You got money, relationships, and I don't know, gifts or blessings. And these keep repeating over and over again, keeping the viewer, the collective, in a place of hopium and non-movement. They are connected in a way that this is just going to come and it's inaction. We're not moving forward. Is that commercialized? Is that based on profit and commerce? 100%. Is it led by art, creativity, and spirituality? Not to its fullest. No. It leads that way. It's its image. It's its false image. So no music has business in magic. Maybe, and also we could be at a place that if I do what's special to me and try to share it with the world, is it going to be received? Is anybody going to even be interested in it? Maybe when I have tried, it doesn't get any views, or no one wants to like it or enjoy it at all because maybe they don't understand it, because it's easier to go and hear what they want to hear. That's another big thing. I personally believe that it is led on what people want to hear. And obviously they're going to keep clicking on that stuff. But it really needs to get to what they need to hear. But people are people, and not everybody wants to move forward. They don't want to do the work. It sucks. Who wants to heal? Who wants to fix themselves? Who wants to acknowledge that they're a problem? You know, it is a tough road. That's truly what I want to invest my time into, is helping people move forward. And when we look at the Morg, it is aggressive. It's straight to the point. It's no bullshit. This is what it is. Do something with it. You know? And at the end, the closing message was freedom. It will be liberating and free, whatever this may be. I did pull some cards. To be honest, I don't even remember what I was asking at the time. I'll try to pin it together. Our first card was haste. And I'm looking at this as a rush. We're rushing to make something work. This could be, focusing on our root, where we might be in an unstable place, trying to survive, have security. We're trying to make something work to provide for ourselves or feel safe in it. And that root may have been in this profit, commercial, commerce aspect, when it's inauthentic. You know, that they always do say, or if you listen to anyone that had success on here, is 100% being yourself. And when you kind of watch other people and you kind of watch like they're doing the exact same thing this person's doing because they said, oh, well, they're getting success, so I'll just do what they do. But how's that even fun? How's that even us or you or me? You know, however you want to look at it. It's not authentic at all. Uh, we also got lack of faith, which comes down to having faith not only in ourselves, but also the external for help. You know, the big thing is that maybe we don't believe in ourselves enough to provide for ourselves doing X, Y, or Z, whatever it may be. This kind of, I do remember these three cards, which really went into no music has business in magic, art versus commerce, creativity versus profit, and spirituality and commercial. It's not a nice message, but manipulation, which, speaking of others, I'm not trying to point a blame. I'm just saying it how it is. It is a manipulation. If everybody does a reading that says you're going to find love in the next 24 hours, or you're going to hit the lottery in the next 24 hours, and these people keep showing up every day, they're stuck in this hopium loop. We're giving our power away to this hope, this reader, or whatever it may be, and we're keeping ourselves stuck. Is that guidance? Is that helping someone help themselves, you know? Which could be thought of as reckless. Also for the recipient, keeping them in a place of inactivity. I mean, when do we look at morals and emotional stability? This is when they get into that whole, what's it called, spiritual psychosis and stuff, that we're embodying something that is not it. I'm not saying that people aren't special. I'm just saying that we've detached from a place of activity. And then, of course, that would be misalignment. So I am really sorry that video got screwed up, and if I may have repeated myself, I'm sure I said a lot of good things in a lot of different ways that got lost. But I do see this as like a spiritual business aspect, however that may look like. I see it as we're leading with something that's not authentic, possibly. I don't know if I said the names. Alicia and Joan came through. Not blaming anyone by any means. It's not what I was trying to do. I get it. You know, we want our stuff to be seen, but by doing it in a manipulative manner, what good is it? I think I made a video before, a message that dealt with, so you want to be a rock star. And the message really came down to, you know, they wanted all the material stuff, mansions and private planes and whatnot. And they were coming from a false place. Like they were coming from an inauthentic place, and they were willing to change themselves however needed to get to that place. And the main message is like, well, even if you got there, what would you do with it? What does it even matter? Because the fulfillment you're seeking won't be found, because it was all built on a falsehood. Like you presented yourself as something that you're not. And I'm not saying we can't do that. I'm saying that the fulfillment that you wanted, the whole following, everything, you're not going to be fulfilled at all because it's inauthentic. It didn't come from an authentic place. And I'm not saying that being inauthentic is wrong. What I'm saying is, on a very deep emotional level, there will be no fulfillment because you're not you. And you wanted everybody to like you for being you, but you had to be somebody else to be liked. That's what we thought. It's not true. The right people will find you. And when we rush something to get a result, an inauthentic result, it's missing the whole part of the journey and the experience. Maybe what you think you should be doing or what you want to be doing isn't fully it. And by going through these steps, you'll actually come home to exactly where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing. you know? So I know that was all over the place. Again, I'm sorry, but go ahead and criticize me if you want. Have a great day.